Really Haunted Places does not support or endorse trespassing to visit haunted places. Before you decide to visit, please make sure to acquire the appropriate permits and/or permissions, and be respectful of properties that are privately owned. Welcome back to Really Haunted Places. Tonight's top 7 ghost stories will take you to haunted places in Idaho. Located in downtown Boise, this hotel was built in 1900 and was used to house travelers that were getting off of the Strain Stub line from Nampa. It now is modern apartments and was renovated, which is when construction workers reported some strange activity. Gunned down at the hotel, a bellman's ghost has been said to move the elevator up and down. Some have also spotted his ghost peering around corners in the building. Other eerie reports here include lights turning on and off by themselves, moaning sounds coming from certain levels of the building, and a misty gray apparition has been spotted as well. A woman who was murdered and buried in the hotel's basement is also known to linger here in spirit, mostly in the lower levels of the building. There is also an aggressive entity who is said to haunt the 3rd and 4th floors, known to pull guests out of their beds. Also known as the Ada Theater, this movie theater dates back to 1927 and showed Don Juan as its very first film. The property was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1974. And is believed to be one of Idaho's most haunted places. The ghost that is said to linger the theater is believed to be named Joe, a projectionist who worked here from the 1920s until he passed away from a heart attack. Stories say he was walking up the stairs to the projection booth in the 1950s when the incident occurred. His ghost is rumored to turn the lights on and off, make strange sounds, and open and close doors. Located on 12th Avenue South in Nampa, Pete's Tavern is known as a paranormal hotspot in Idaho. There is a back room at this tavern called The Cave, which is famous for its spirits. Recordings have taken place in the room and have turned up 4 different disembodied voices: a female with a southern accent, a young man, a whispering female, and a grumbly old man. Witnesses have reported that the spirits may touch you, play with your hair, or whisper in your ear. This haunted hotel and museum has several different ghost stories surrounding it, some that conflict the others. Some witnesses have claimed to see a man who had been shot and killed at the location, while others say that the man fell down the stairs to his death. A third story involves a prostitute who had been murdered here, which stories say is the most unlikely since the figures seen have always been that of a male. Reports have stated that the most haunted spot of the building is in the basement. Boise's old Idaho State Penitentiary is a state historic site that was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1974. It was built between 1870 to 1872 and functioned as a prison until 1973. Now operating as a museum, the old Idaho State Penitentiary once housed some of the most dangerous criminals in Idaho. It first opened its doors in the 1870s and was nicknamed the Old Pen. It was in service for 101 years and housed over 13,000 inmates, 215 of them women. The penitentiary saw its fair share of tragedy, from riots to deaths. Its doors closed for good in 1973, after a riot fire occurred, destroying it. It sat abandoned for years before it opened as a museum. Reports here include feelings of unexplainable sadness, high levels of dread and anxiety, some being touched by unseen hands, whispers and flickering lights. This state park is located in northern Idaho at the southern tip of the Lake Pendo in the Coeur d'Alene Mountains. It is managed today by Idaho State Parks and Recreation and features the old military jail building and a former naval training center. Witnesses have claimed that the Brig is haunted, and there have been a number of full-body apparition reports, along with objects that move on their own inside the cells. The identity of the spirit is unknown, although some who have spotted it have said it was wearing a uniform of some sort. The Shoshone Ice Caves are a landmark, natural wonder and tourist attraction has had some strange phenomena take place. The caves are actually a 1,000-foot lava tube. Visitors are told to dress warmly as it is below freezing inside, even during the summertime. Footsteps and voices have been heard inside the ice caves. I want to thank you for listening to our top 7 ghost stories. And until then, good night.